Hi, my name is Kelly Jan, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm so excited that you guys are joining us tonight. I think I'm more excited about the ladies that I have on the call tonight. So I've got Stacey, Kacy, and Lauren, and myself, and I'm just so excited that I get to be in business with other women who are passionate about fitness, and they're also passionate about Plexus. And I think often we hear sometimes, well, I'm healthy, I work out, I do CrossFit, I'm in yoga, I lift weights, I'm a healthy person. I think Plexus is maybe for somebody else. Isn't Plexus all about weight loss? And and all these ladies are shaking their head because we hear things like this on a regular basis. So we want tonight to talk to you guys a little bit about what we do as fitness professionals and why we're passionate about Plexus. So before we get started, I do need to read a short little disclaimer. And that is just that we are Plexus customers and ambassadors. We are not medical professionals. We do not claim to treat or diagnose any disease or cure any disease. We are just sharing from our own personal experience, and we do not work for Plexus Worldwide. We are representing only ourselves and just our experience with the product. And I do want to introduce each of the ladies that you're going to hear from tonight. So Kacy's on my screen, so I'm going to introduce her first. I actually know Kacy. She lives here in the Charlotte area, and she's been teaching yoga for over 6 years and has actually been named one of the top 23 instructors in Charlotte. I have been fortunate enough to take some of her classes. It's a very playful vinyasa style and guaranteed to give you a wonderful workout. Kacy and I have actually done some retreats together, and we always have a ton of fun. So if you've never taken one of Kacy's classes, you're in for a treat. Lauren, I can see on my screen as well. Lauren is an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus as well. She and I actually met through a training in Phoenix, Arizona, and Lauren lives in Frisco, Texas. And she teaches a few different types of fitness. She found her love teaching spin, body pump. She does in any format that challenges her participants. So I love that. So just about helping people be better and feeling better when they leave your class. So that's wonderful. And then Stacey is the third person that's going to share with us tonight. She also lives here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and she's been teaching yoga for over 15 years. Yoga, I'm going to start over. Sorry. So Pilates for over, I'm going to get it right, 15 years, yoga for over 8, and bar for over 2. So I didn't know, Stacey, that you were a bar instructor as well. So that's pretty cool. We need to hook up and do a class together. So I have been a certified bar instructor now for almost 3 years and have my own bar studio in my home. So we've converted the third floor of our home into a studio, and I teach anywhere from 5 to 7 classes a week. And people come to me. So that's been pretty cool. And I'll talk a little bit more about my story as we go on. So what I mentioned earlier is that we want to talk about some things that Plexus isn't and why we as fitness professionals have fallen in love with the Plexus product and the opportunity as well, what it means for us as for our families, and how we're able to share that with our clients and students as well. So I'm going to start with Kacy because she is, like I said, the first person that I see on the screen. So Kacy, tell us a little bit about how you became interested in Plexus, and one of maybe the first things that made you say, not only do I want to take these products, but I think I want to tell other people about it as well.
Okay, sure. So like Kelly said, we knew each other before, but we actually knew each other from high school. And so we reconnected via the fitness industry. I had been teaching yoga for a few years. She had been teaching bar, and she invited me to come take her class. So we kind of reconnected in that sense. And when I saw her start to post about Plexus and the things that it had done for her, it spiked my curiosity, and I thought, she's already fit. Why is she taking something that's a weight loss drug? Is sort of my thoughts. at the time. So when I reach out to her and she tells me a little bit more about it, I learned that these products were plant-based and all natural. And I thought, I've got some issues of my own. I have ulcerative colitis. It's an autoimmune disease. So I thought, maybe I could take these products and I could see a little bit of benefits as well. And I trusted Kelly as a fellow fitness instructor. I knew she wasn't going to be taking something with, a bunch of stimulants or, crazy things. I trusted her. So that began my own journey. And I started taking the products a little over a year ago. And I've seen amazing results in my own body, in my husband and my children, in tons of friends and family as well.
That's exciting. All right, Stacey, you want to talk a little bit about who introduced you to Plexus, what piqued your interest, and why you decided to join the pink side?
Absolutely. I joined because I was following Kacy. And as a fellow yogi, I figured if she's good with it, then I'm okay with it as well. So I did a little bit of research. Loved the fact that it was plant-based and that it would help me stay healthier, because everybody wants to be healthier in this industry. So for me, it was just a no-brainer to go ahead and just jump in and try it, and signed up with her probably, I think, about a week after I did a trial, and said, let's just go ahead and do this. It sounds awesome. I was really excited about the opportunity and about the products themselves.
Awesome. And Lauren, do you want to share a little bit about what made you interested in Plexus?
Yes, sure. So my story is different. I am not in the yoga community, although I do love me some yoga. But y'all are going to laugh. I looked into Plexus because I am a total health nut. I care about the health and wellness of my friends. And my friend started posting these pictures that she had lost 40 pounds with some pink drink. And I knew that it was horrible for her and that I needed to figure out what was wrong with it so that I could tell her to stop using it. So I literally looked into Plexus so that I could figure out what was wrong with it and protect my friend. When I pulled up that website and I started looking into it, all of these little just crazy bells and whistles started going off in my head for a couple of reasons. I didn't find the red dye number 40, sucralose, all kinds of stimulants that were going to jack her up and mess up her metabolism for life. I didn't find any of that. I found all natural ingredients. I found no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors or anything. And that really surprised me. But my biggest shock was honestly when I started to realize I was going to have to eat my own words because it was going to help me. I have dealt with a condition. It's a hormonal condition that affects my ovaries and puts a lot of cysts in my ovaries. I also have a slow thyroid, and I have dealt with both of those conditions for a very long time, and the symptoms of which, despite eating a paleo diet, working out appropriately, were really getting the better of me. My doctor was about to put me on a list of medications that I was going to be taking every day for the rest of my life. I did not want that. I wanted to fight it as naturally as I could, and I knew that regulating my blood sugar levels was key to that. So when I started reading about Slim, natural way to regulate and keep your blood sugars in the normal range, this huge light bulb went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, this could actually help me. And not only that, my knowledge backed it up because every single one of the ingredients was in line with what I knew was effective and safe and healthy. So that is how I started Plexus.
I love that story. For me, I worked in a job where I worked about 60 hours a week. I traveled extensively, and sort of my release when I came home was through bar. I loved it, decided to get certified. But for me, it's so funny to hear your story. And I know, like, Kacy, I know, eats really clean, and I've read her blog about that. And Lauren, I knew that you had done a lot of research on the product. For me, I was the complete opposite. I grew up drinking Diet Coke, as a young child. I would eat, Doritos by the bag. Now, this was when I was younger. I felt like I had cleaned up my diet so that I wasn't eating Doritos necessarily, but I still drank diet sodas, drank Crystal Light, and had all those types of things in my diet to the point where I developed a pretty severe allergy to artificial sweeteners. And so for me, that was my first thing. I said, I want supplements that I can put in my body that don't have stimulants, that don't have artificial sweeteners. And that pretty much crossed a lot of the health supplements that are out there off the list. I mean, so many of the shakes that we see as fitness instructors that our clients are on, supplements, you name it. I mean, powders they put in their, pre-workout and post-workout. And I just couldn't take any of them. And I thought, well, if I can't put that in my body, I'm certainly not going to recommend it to anybody else. And I wanted something that I would even feel safe giving to my kids. And for me, Plexus was the answer for that. I mean, it was just, like you said, it checked off all the boxes, and I was super excited about it. So, and it has been life-changing. I'll go ahead and say first what one of my very favorite products is, and then I'll let you guys talk about maybe what your favorite is. And we can have the same one if you need to. But for me, my favorite product is the ProBio 5. I had some serious gut issues, not like Kacy did with an autoimmune disease, but just I worked out and I just had this bloat that would not go away. And that was 100% from some yeast buildup. And I love to eat a piece of bread every now and then. And I do like to have a glass of wine. And I was just not going to say, I'm never going to eat another carb again. And for me, ProBio 5, not only do I get the best sleep I've ever had, my skin looks completely different than it did before. And I'm a different person. So ProBio 5, for sure, my favorite product. Stacey, what about you? What's one of your favorite products with Plexus?
For overall health, I'm the ProBio 5 also, all the way. I love the fact that just your gut health is your immunity health. I mean, it's huge, especially right now heading into this yucky weather that we've got going on here. But for the fitness side of it, my two favorites are Boost and Ease. I'm not a cardio girl. I hate cardio, just going to say it. I take the Boost and I'm okay running on a treadmill though. So I never thought that I would be like that. I'm like, okay, I can go do this. This is awesome now. And then I take the Ease afterwards to help with the inflammation from all the running. So it's good, but I love both of them. And then, like I said, the ProBio for the overall health of your body.
What about you, Kacy?
So I'm going to go with BioCleanse. I think magnesium is a supplement that is huge, that is not produced in our body a bunch, and it's hard to get in foods. So I think that magnesium is a supplement that we have to take if we want it in our bodies. For hardcore workouters as a recovery, like for me, when I take a HIIT class, a high intensity interval training class, I pop 2 as soon as I'm done. And that magnesium, mixed with the vitamin C and all the other goodness that is in BioCleanse, it just helps it helps repair my muscles. I feel at ease. I feel like it is an anti-anxiety for me. And for someone who works out a bunch for their depression and for their anxiety, I don't want to be on a whole bunch of pills for that. I'd rather take something natural that my body needs versus some, pharmaceutical Prozac or something like that, especially if it's going to also aid in my muscle recovery and be an antioxidant with the, vitamin C and all the other yummy goodness that is in BioCleanse for sure.
And the collagen production doesn't hurt.
Exactly. Hello. Right? So if you don't want to spend as much money on filler, there's a little bit of collagen production. And that's why I always tell people, when you see everyone's after pictures with Plexus, that's why we all look so young and gorgeous. And it's because of BioCleanse. Thank you, BioCleanse.
All right. And Lauren, what about you? What's your favorite product?
Well, me and y'all took all my favorites. No, I know.
Well, of course, Slim is everybody's favorite.
And you know what? And that's the one that I am going to say is my favorite, because to me, it was my gateway product, which I know sounds kind of funny to say, but it's easy. It's easy to take. It's non-threatening. It tastes good. It's pink. It's portable. But what people don't realize is that, yes, it is called Slim, but as a fitness professional, I can tell you, and y'all know this, that trying to lose weight and maintain muscle is one of the hardest paradigms out there. It is so incredibly hard to do. And even bodybuilders know that. You have a bulking season and you have a cutting season. You don't try to do both at the same time because your body just doesn't work that way. Well, Slim allows it to work that way. So you can protect all of that hard-earned muscle and still actually shrink the fat in your body. And so it's doing something that no diet product out there can do, and it's doing it in a healthy, safe way that's benefiting your body, because not only are you getting those gains and those cuts, but you're also keeping your blood sugar regular all day long, which means you're getting better sleep at night, which is increasing your human growth hormone production. You're lowering your cortisol, which is going to reduce that belly fat area. And then you're also getting more energy throughout the day, which means your workouts are going to be better. So overall, not only is it good for every person out there, but especially if you're working out, it is so beneficial for you. So that's my favorite.
Love it. And you know, when I see clients come in and my students come in, and I'm sure all of you ladies would agree with this, and you see them drinking all these crazy things before they get ready to work out, or they've got an energy drink in their hand, or they've got all these different things, and I'm like, oh, I mean, and it is hard sometimes. It's a little bit different for me because they're coming to my house, so I pretty much have free reign with what I can say, and I'm like, do not put that in your body. And I know that as instructors, we do build friendships with our clients. And so that does make it a little easier to be able to recommend products, because they do trust us and they do ask us, you know, well, what can I do for this? What can I do for that? If I have pain in this area, if I'm experiencing a plateau, if I need to, you know, do this and that. For me, we have products that I feel 100% behind and that I know they work. And it's not like I just saw some infomercial or that I'm being paid as like an advertisement or an endorser, if you will. I chose Plexus. They didn't choose me, which is pretty cool. When you think about, you know, when you work at a gym, sometimes you have to only promote the products that they sell, whether you like them or not, or whether you can take them or not. So I love that we're able to share. I want to transition a little bit, and I'm actually going to share my screen because we all introduced ourselves in the beginning, and I mentioned that I was an Emerald Ambassador, and Lauren is as well. And I want Kacy and Stacey to talk a little bit. We know that the fitness industry is not the best known for the compensation plan. You know, we are not, everybody's laughing. You know, I'm not expecting to, you know, make millions. I'm having people come to my house for bar. We do it because we love it and we want to share our love of fitness with other people and help them to be the best versions of themselves that they can be. So I'm going to share my screen a little bit because when we talk about Emerald Ambassador, Silver Ambassador, Ruby Ambassador, what does that mean? And so I want to talk a little bit about the financial piece of Plexus, because there is a financial piece to it. And the fact that we get compensated the way that we do in helping others with their health is, to me, just mind-blowing sometimes. So I'm going to let Lauren go first and talk a little bit about, because she also is an Emerald Ambassador, as am I. You know, when you saw this opportunity and saw the comp plan, you know, what were some of your thoughts, and maybe how has that changed over time?
You know, it's changed a lot over time. When I first got started, I honestly, I was the most skeptical customer and I was the most skeptical ambassador. I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. I tried 2 other businesses and failed miserably. And just really, you know, it was it was kind of a that's good for other people sort of mentality. You know, I knew other people that were successful in network marketing, but I just knew that I was not going to be one of those people. And so honestly, the only reason that I started as an ambassador was to get my prices cheaper. I knew that I wanted the products, but like you said, you're not banking as a fitness instructor. I mean, my big goal as a fitness instructor was to pull in $500 a month. And that meant that I had to kill myself teaching many, many classes every single week and subbing and all that kind of good stuff. And that was my big goal. Like that was my pie in the sky goal. And that meant I could get a new car. Well, when I started Plexus, you know, I really just thought I'm just going to pay for my products. I see the better good of these products and I want to share them with some people, and I might as well be compensated for that. So that was really my only goal. Well, I will tell you, and you know, of course we say that results are not guaranteed and that it is as hard as you work. But my first paycheck after 1 month had 4 figures. And that was more than I was pulling in teaching fitness classes. And that really was an eye-opening moment for me. The second eye-opening moment was when I realized you could go to Hawaii every year for free, which is my heaven on earth. And so once I kind of realized that maybe this could happen, and if I could get myself to Hawaii every year, that would be pretty darn amazing. That is when I really saw the vision for the business. What came from it is me being able to actually cut back to just the classes that I love to teach, and not having to teach every class that comes down the pike and having to sub every night, you know, you need to sub and leave your family and all this kind of stuff. I teach the classes I love now, and that is it. And I sub when I want to, I say yes when I want to and no when I don't. And I love the flexibility of that and the freedom of that. You know, so many classes was taking a toll on my body, and I'm able to kind of back off and do what I need to do now for me. And I love that.
No, that's cool. I know that when Kacy and I first started talking about Plexus, and she was sharing some of her goals with me, she said, I want to be able to make the schedule of my dreams. And so, Kacy, share a little bit about some of the things that you've been able to do now that, so Kacy is a Ruby ambassador. Actually, she's very close to being a senior Ruby ambassador. And so talk a little bit about schedule and, you know, what made you want to share it with others.
So when I first started Plexus, I was on the wings of quitting a full-time job of being a teacher with North Carolina. So I went from sort of not a 9 to 5, but more like a 7 to 7 is what I like to call it. And then quit that amazing job of being paid bukus and bukus as a North Carolina educator and decided to start teaching yoga. So, I mean, I just always laugh because, I mean, my husband and my dad were like, wait, you're going to quit this job you went to college for, and, you know, you have your national board in to teach yoga and write a blog. But that's where my passion was. My passion was for helping people and for helping people connect body and breath. And I just really, really wanted to go for that. But I found that when I first started, in order to make ends meet with my family, I was really struggling. I was teaching, you know, sort of like you said, Lauren, I was teaching at a ton of different studios. I was scrambling around, teaching at night, teaching in the morning, leaving my family, where the whole point of me quitting my other job was to be home more and to be more present and to be with my children and to be with my husband. But I kept leaving to pay the bills. So enter Plexus. Once I was able to sort of tap into this amazing opportunity, which is just simply sharing products that I know I love and I know that work, and sharing an opportunity that's the bomb, I was able to, like Kelly said, create the schedule of my dreams. So I quit teaching at studios that didn't serve me. I quit teaching at times that didn't help serve my family. So yeah, I now teach where I want, when I want, and what I want, which is just, Lauren, like you said, it's just a really amazing thing to sort of settle into a space that I love, and I'm getting paid to do what I love. And it's a really incredible feeling. I love it. I never thought I would really get here. So
No, that's amazing. And what about you, Stacey?
Well, I have been doing this full time for a few years now, and it's been a very streamlined life. I did not even have cable until this year. No joke, I did not have cable. I had rabbit ears. So this also, as well as wanting to be healthier from the inside out, I knew that I needed the business side of it as well. And my initial goal was really to just make a couple $100 extra a month just to help ease the pain of days when I'm not teaching, like Thanksgiving. But now I actually was able to this month be able to sponsor 2 children from the Angel Tree and buy toys for tots. And that's just, it's just so heartwarming to me to be able to do that and not have to stress about, okay, I want to do this, but I want to pay my bills and I want to be able to eat. So I'm at a place where I can give back a little bit more as well from this opportunity. And I'm just super grateful for that. I still have a streamlined life because I like that, but I can pick and choose and I don't have to panic like on Thanksgiving when I didn't teach all my classes. I knew the Plexus income was going to help cover that.
Yeah, for me, it not only did it allow me to be able to walk away from that 60-hour-a-week corporate job where I did have to leave my family every other week. And at the time I was teaching in addition to that, about 7 bar classes. But when I walked away from my corporate job, my husband and I were able to make the decision that I was going to homeschool my 9th grader this year. And he needs that help during the morning hours. And so I was able to say, you know what, I'm not going to teach anymore on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. And Wednesday nights I used to teach, but our children go to church on Wednesday nights. And so I was also able to let go of that class. And so my husband and I now have a date night every Wednesday night when our kids are at church. And we were able to teach a shag dancing class. And actually Kacy and her husband and some other of our friends came. But all of that was because it's about choices. You know, Plexus gives us all choices. And to me, that's what it's about. If you love fitness, go for it. I bet there are people that we know that would love to be able to teach fitness, but they can't even figure out how they would ever do it because they can't afford to do it. You know, they can't afford, like, you know, Kacy said, I walked away from my teaching job and just figured it out. And like Stacey said, you know, I've lived a pretty streamlined life. And now it's just everything has changed and everything can change, which is pretty amazing, health-wise and finances. And the fact that we get to help change other people's lives, health-wise and finances, is something that I never was able to do in that 60-hour-a-week corporate job that I had. I loved the company that I worked for. I stood behind the product, but it wasn't changing anybody's life for sure. Actually, I think it was probably, when I looked at the people sitting in all those cubicles around me, it was probably changing their lives in the opposite. Like, those are the people now that I'm reaching out to saying, okay, now you're ready to talk to me about Plexus, because they need this type of life change. So many people do. So I do want to wrap up. I want to be respectful of everybody's time tonight. So Stacey, you're still on the screen. I think that Lauren maybe had to drop off. I don't see her face. So we'll go ahead and wrap up, the three of us late. But if there's sort of one parting comment that you would have for the people that maybe you've invited to listen tonight, or even future people that will watch this call who are in the fitness industry or they're very focused on fitness, what would sort of be one thing that you would say to them that would maybe give them a little wake-up call? Or what would be something that would resonate with you if you had heard it, if you were skeptical or having doubts about Plexus or why you would even try it, that you would say, no, this is why you got to move forward?
For me, it's a little twofold. I think a lot of times people think Plexus is only about weight loss. And if you work out and eat clean, you don't need a supplement to help you with that. And Plexus is so much more than that. If you want to lose weight, we all know how to lose weight quick. And this is not a get skinny quick scheme at all. In fact, it's a get healthy not scheme, if that makes sense. So it really gets your body nice and alkaline and back to a homeostasis spot where you can really get healthy. And no matter how much you work out and no matter how clean you eat, because of our environmental stressors and because of genetics, everybody can use a little boost, whether that's through a probiotic, whether it's through a little bit of extra chromium or ALA. So for me, my advice would be, don't judge it till you try it. We offer an amazing 60-day kind of refund. If you don't like it, get your money back. But at least try it. I know for me, I circled day 58 on my calendar, and I was like, all right, I've tried everything. This isn't going to work. And then Kelly, of course, was like, well, what if this is it? What if this does work? And I had to erase the big circle on day 58 because I did not get my money back. In fact, I think by then I was getting money deposited into my account to help my family. So don't knock it till you try it.
Awesome. All right, what about you, Stacey?
I think my biggest thing is for people who don't think they need supplements. I eat clean as well, but I also know that in a full day, I'm not 100% certain that I'm getting all the nutrients that I need to just from eating within that day. So the supplements definitely add to that. And the healthier that you are on the inside, that will also manifest itself on the outside. And the focus that I've had with this has been amazing. Just the clean energy, the fact that I don't have to rely on coffee anymore. I love, and just knowing that my blood sugar is staying balanced and where it should, because you just don't know what's going to happen down the road. So why not starting to take care of yourself the best that you can now to set yourself up for success every day? That's probably about it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I would say my sort of parting comments would be, if you like to eat food, so many programs out there are about, you have to fast for so many days. Then you have to drink these shakes. Then you have to eat these wafers. Then you have to do this at 2 o'clock. Then you have to do this at 4 o'clock. Then you have to put these drops under your tongue. Then you have to only eat a certain number of calories. Then you have to, for me, it's like, I didn't want to live a life where I felt like I was in some type of lab. I want to be able to eat real foods, and I want to be able to eat food every day, and I want to be able to chew. And I know that maybe sounds silly, but so many of the different things that I looked at were all those things I just mentioned, the shakes and the wafers, and I couldn't eat because they all had artificial sweeteners in them. And people are starving themselves, which is just not healthy, especially when you are working out and you are trying to build muscle and you're trying to fuel your body. It needs to be done with food. And like Stacey said, and then you're filling in the gaps with supplementation. And with Plexus, you're able to level out your blood sugar, get your gut healthy, and reduce inflammation. So the three things that are the big three: blood sugar, inflammation, gut health. And Plexus addresses all of those in an all-natural way where you're still able to eat normally and work out and function. And they're safe products. Like Lauren mentioned, she did all the research on all the products and ended up having to, eat her words. And now she has achieved a rank with Plexus where she has helped tens of thousands of people help change their lives, which is really amazing. So I thank all of you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate Stacey and Kacy and Lauren's time. If you are listening to this and you're like, man, yeah, I want to try that probiotic, or that BioCleanse sounds amazing. Yeah, I want to be able to take that after my workout. Get with the person who invited you to listen tonight, or who shared this recording with you, because they can tell you exactly how to get the products. They can tell you how to order, all of those things. They can also answer questions that you might have about how you can start to share these products with your clients or students or other people that you work out with currently, and we can help you do that as well. So thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you, ladies, for your time tonight. and I will talk with you soon.